So, well, I've tried with the whole Pride setup anyway. It's a bit tricky because I'm really short and it's just, yeah. But happy Pride Month, June 2021. I hope you're all having a fantastic Pride Month and that the large majority of you feel comfortable and okay to be yourselves around the people in your life. If not, then just know that it gets so much better. I didn't come out until I was 20 years old and I'm 25 now because of other people and their homophobia, because yeah, I didn't have an easy time in high school, as I've mentioned before. But anyway, so for this video I wanted to do a Pride Q&A as an idea for a Pride Month video, because it is already, like, I'm uploading this on the 13th of June. June as a month has gone so quickly, whereas May, I feel like May went really slowly. Like, it's actually scary how quick life is going, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so I put out on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, does anybody have any questions for me, LGBT related? And some people did. So, first question is, Hannah asks, how did your parents and everyone around you react when you first came out? As a first thing, I've spoken about this before. Well, I didn't come out until I was 20, as I've said, and I kind of pretty much blurted it out one day. I said to my mum, I'm really trying to like men, but I really just don't. And she was like, yeah. And I said, even if it was a giraffe, we would be fine. It would be fine. You know, and I told my dad, and my dad was fine with it. My dad was like, well, we kind of knew that this was, you know, that this was on the horizon type of thing, so we kind of knew anyway, you know. And I said before, I used to have like a secret girlfriend when I was in my teens who lived on the same road as me, and then she moved. But she lived on the same road as me and it got pretty obvious, but I've spoken about that in a video before. But anyway, so did anyone you know give you a hard time? At first my parents found it difficult to accept it, and they would make the odd comments here and there about it, but apart from that it was okay. My friends, when I came out to my friends, they were like, oh, we knew. I was like, okay. They're like, oh, we knew. I was like, okay. I was like, well, how would you know? They're like, all you ever do is think about girls, talk about girls, look at pictures of hot girls online, just, you know, you never talk about men. I was like, okay. And people just knew anyway. They had like this gay vibe. I was like, okay. And also, Hannah asked me, when did you realise you were gay? Oh God, I've said this before, but again, I was 9 years old and I had just started 5th grade, like year 5, we call it in England, and there was a girl I liked and I made it known that I liked her, and I kissed a boy and I didn't like it, and then I asked her when she was at my house if I could kiss her for the boys, when actually it's because I liked her, and I kissed her and I was like, how was that? And she was like, you were trying too hard. I was thinking, I bet I was. So I knew deep down, but I suppressed it a lot because of other people. Because high school, it was really not accepted in high school, so that's really fun. People on Facebook had no questions to ask me, which is completely fine. Instagram, however, is where I had the majority of the questions. So, Josh Tarbit asks, how do you react to the toxicity that can surround the community? For example, those that show no respect for it or those that take it a little too seriously. yeah, gosh, well, the toxicity that surrounds the community, like, I'm going to go with the LGBTQ plus community in general. Like, I see stuff all, like, pretty often online of, like, an article saying that another trans person has been killed. And I just think, why? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't understand why anyone would be discriminated against for being who they truly are. You know, I don't understand, and I just think, well, how does that affect someone else? You know, why would someone want to do that? Anyway, basically, whenever I see an article of LGBTQ plus abuse of any kind, I always think, you know, I always feel such heartbreak and such devastation over it. And I just think, gosh, when is this going to end? Like, when is being out in the LGBTQ plus community going to be accepted fully worldwide? You know, but I genuinely believe that it will someday be accepted worldwide, and that this young generation is going to carry us through and help us so much. Basically, I think it's going to be amazing in the long run when the whole world is a lot safer to be in when it comes to being authentically yourself. So yeah, I'm always filled with outrage and anguish and all these emotions, you know, that convey anger and disbelief and sadness, I mean, all of that. So honestly, the toxicity, I just think, why, you know. As for the people that show no respect for it or take it too seriously, the people that show no respect for it is the idiots that say, why can't we have a straight pride? I'm like, well, are you discriminated against ever? No. Well, if you are identifying as male and you want to date a female, do you ever get discriminated for that? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, you know, pride, yes, it's a party, but it has a long history to it. It's like the Stonewall riots. It was a riot, and the LGBTQ people then fought extremely hard to get Pride, the festival, for it to be, you know, it's a whole thing. You know, there's so much history behind it. You know, I want to live in a world where being LGBTQ plus isn't any different to being straight. You know, and it's not frowned upon or anything like that, basically. So, I had another one asking me how did I come out to my parents and how did they react. I've answered that one. That was Francesca. And Sylvia Torres asked, actresses that you like a lot for a lover's relationship. You mean like if I was to date an actress? Or if two actresses were to date? That's really hard because I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't have any crushes on anybody within the media. You know, especially any actors, actresses. I don't. But I don't know. As for actresses, if I was to 100% choose someone to have a crush on, she would have to be a lot older because she's only 18 and that's too young for me. Gosh. Jojo Siwa. I like Jojo Siwa in the sense that she's got a great personality and such sheer determination to succeed and the empire she's built and all of that. But she's too young for me. She would need to be at least 22, 23, because 18 is too young. But yeah, honestly, I don't look at girls within the media at all anymore. I think that's personally because I was dealing with heartbreak for a while because of my ex, basically. I was just like, no, I don't want to feel anything. It was kind of like that, but my heart is starting to open up a lot more now, and I'm healing way better now. So yeah, I might, you never know, I might watch a movie soon and see a hot girl and be like, yeah, I like her, she's attractive. You know, there's not even a couple I would even put together. I might have answered this already before. But anyway, so here is the final questions. So, Lucy Brooke Collins asked, are you going to Pride this year? And if so, are you taking anyone special? I'm aware that Birmingham Pride is on this year. And I'm also aware that other Prides have been cancelled or postponed or something. Like, I think Brighton Pride, I think, has been postponed, cancelled, something like that. But yeah, I honestly, even though the world is opening up more and more, I personally really genuinely do think that it's too soon to have a Pride festival or any kind of festival or big gathering especially in England or the UK. It is too soon, therefore I won't be going, and I don't have anyone special because of the pandemic. I haven't really been able to meet anyone. There isn't anyone on dating apps, and to be honest, I'm on my life, I'm not on any dating apps because I desperately want a career first. Like, I want to get a proper career and move out of my parents' place or however it goes and deal with all of that and then meet a girl is basically the plan and the goal. Because if I meet a girl in my hometown, then I'm like, oh God, I'm never going to get out of my hometown, am I? Gosh, flipping heck. I'm never going to get away from here, am I? You know, and I want to. You know, I'm more of a city girl than a country girl, and I've learnt that about myself. So there's that. But my heart is becoming more and more open to the idea of dating a new girl, basically. So there's that. And finally, final 2 questions. Nicole asked, is it just girls that delete ex photos on Instagram but keep videos on YouTube, or boys as well? What do you say? I think this is because when I broke up with my ex, I deleted all the pictures of me and her where possible, but I kept the YouTube videos of me and her up. The reason why I did that was because I didn't want anyone on Instagram to think that we were still together, and on YouTube I wanted to keep the videos as a memory because I want to remember those times. Even though I don't love her anymore, I wanted to remember those times in the sense that, oh gosh, yeah, you know, learning from mistakes, in all honesty. It's like, oh yeah, I did spoil her too much with material things, and oh yeah, you know, I did make this mistake, and oh yeah, gosh, this was going on at the time, I remember this, and it's stuff to look back on. And as well, those days out, and those, you know, weekends away or however it was, they were expensive. So expensive. So I didn't want to just have all that go to waste. So I was like, I'm going to keep the videos up. And as well, my audience would have been like, why have you deleted these videos? I wanted to watch it again. And all of this. So I was just like, I'm just going to keep them up. And as well, my YouTube content, I'd worked really hard at those videos, so I just didn't want to throw it all away, basically, is the answer. So, anyway, back to Neil's question. So, is it just girls that delete exes' photos on Instagram? Everyone. Like, it's a rule. It's like a rule within relationships that when you break up with someone, you delete or archive the pictures of you as a couple on social media, so that no one else thinks that you are taken still. If they see these pictures, like, oh, they must still be together. So I wanted people to know that me and her aren't together anymore. So it's not just girls It's everyone that does that. Well, not everyone has a YouTube channel, but I explained to you why I made the decision to keep the videos and delete the pictures. But anyway, so Neil Nickel also asked, which is the last question, do you think trans males should use a female toilet, changing room, locker room, etc.? Yes, I do. Because no matter what, if you are, let's say, if you are anatomically male, so if you were assigned male at birth, but you know in your head that you are female, then all of this doesn't matter. This is what matters. The gender you say you are. So, I was assigned female at birth and I identify as female. But if I was assigned female at birth, which I am, but I identified in here as male, then yes. However, I do understand what you're saying, because when I go to the gym, I think to myself, gosh, how do transgender people cope if they don't pass? Which means if they don't look the gender that they know they are on the outside, I think, gosh, how do they cope? How do they manage? And I think, gosh, that is so difficult. But I think that people just need to be more accepting, is how I feel. You know, as long as the transgender people are legitimately transgender and they're not pretending, because that's another fear with people. They go, oh, well, what if they say that they're a man, but then they're actually lying and that they identify as female, and what if this and what if that? I get it. I completely understand from like a safety perspective, because you never know. You never know. But I think that if you identify as a woman, or if you identify as a man or non-binary or however, it's in here. So you should use the changing room, locker room, etc. that you know you should be in. But I know that the world is slowly and not very quickly coming around to that concept. And I really hope that that improves over time and that people become more accepting and understanding. So my own personal opinion is that if you identify as female in any way, go in the female change room. If you identify as male in any way, go in the male change room. If you identify as non-binary, then you're going to have to go with what feels best for you. It's very tricky, yeah. But that's my view on it. Most people have a different view. It depends really. It's also like a generational thing. It's like a 70-year-old isn't going to be as accepting towards all of this as a 20-year-old, let's say. But anyway, this video is getting way too long and I'm going to end the video here. So, thank you so much for your questions. I had quite a few and I'm really appreciative of that, because it's almost as if my audience, well, this is the thing with the social media audience, in particularly YouTube, people just want content. They don't really know how to contribute. They don't really know what they want. They just want content. It's very tricky, very tricky. But anyway, I really appreciate the people who did ask me questions. And happy Pride Month. I hope you're having a safe and happy Pride Month. I hope you are able to feel authentically yourself to everyone in your life. And to anyone that doesn't accept it, well, you know, that's their problem, not your problem. You know, you be your authentic self. Never hide who you truly are unless you know you are going to be in significant danger. You have to gauge it. But anyway, see you in another video. Bye.